Welcome back to an update video. As always, I'm using the Fractal theory, explanation video, rules, how it works, and so on and so on. I will put at the end of the video. Okay, well then jump into AMC. As always, if you're interested in the complete overall fractal, interested in my personal price targets, if you're interested in if I think it's a one part or a two part squeeze, I will link the big roadmap video at the end. Today we will look at what we have done this week. And before we go into this tracking, to make one thing clear, yeah, of course, you can ask me as many questions as you want and as often as you want. It's okay. Even if it's stupid questions, I don't care. Yeah. The only thing is, to the thing, do you change your mind now with this 23% move? Yeah. Again, I'm changing my tracking if levels are broken. That's really, really, really important. Yeah. Not before that. Yeah. I hate all the other people who are, look, we went 20% up. Ooh, yeah. Now we go 100% this week to $3-5 or even squeeze, or next week 100%. I hate, because of what? Yeah. And then if it's not happening, never talk about it anymore. Why? Why? I just hate this assholes. Of course, every one of you, same as me, are responsible for their own decisions and their own trades. Also, the other people who are writing over AMC. It's not their fault if you're doing bad trading decisions. But still, it's an asshole move. Yeah. If I just because of hype or because I want clicks write a tweet, yeah, 20%, 100% we go next week to $3 just because. Yeah. Some people might think, hey, this guy is bullish. Maybe I should buy weeklies. And then next week it doesn't happen and I never talk about it anymore. For me, that's an asshole move. And that's why I'm not doing that. Just saying. So, okay. Since Wednesday, yeah, we went up 23%. Okay, it's a good move. The only thing I have to say on this, for me personally, it's not a big move. It's not a clear signal. Now we squeeze. Now we found the bottom. It's also not a real confirmation that it's not that. But the thing is, look back here. Yeah, on May 4th, 2026, we also went up 24%. Yeah, this was from a Wednesday to from a Monday to a Wednesday. Yeah, also here. Yeah, the usual people. Yeah, always. Yeah, now look, we are squeezing. Then we dropped 28%. Same like here. Yeah, Thursday, June 25th, 2026. We went even up 32%. And then, yeah, look, 100%, I was right, we are squeezing. And then we dropped 30%. Yeah. Why? We never broke levels here. Yeah. You can get bullish on something like that. But, I mean, yeah, if you're a bad tracker and especially a bad trader, you are hyped because of this. Huh? So let's go into the tracking before we start mumbling all the time. First of all, the main version didn't change. Yeah. Why? Because we didn't broke levels. And to make that absolutely, yeah, we go through the main versions and then it's much clearer. So for my main version, this peak, especially yesterday, was just the T of this pullback. Last time to sell before the V. Yeah. That means we still need a new low. Yeah. A new low to Wednesday July 8. Yeah. I would say still price target is still the same between $1.54 and $1.40. Still around the 618 pullback. Yeah. And then we still have to do the higher low. And if this higher low after this bottom then is holding, we can go. Yeah. The only question for this version is this here, January the 13th of 2021? Or something else, yeah? Because we already talked about it in the last video. I'm comparing this to 2021. We already said we can't be in January 25th. The pullback was too low. Also, by opinion, we can't be in January 20. The pullback was too low. The only thing for me, and I can be wrong, which makes sense, is that we are in January 13th. And in that case, somewhere around here. Yeah. The only question is, when we are finished with this pullback and this higher low, are we squeezing from here with a lot of volume? Yeah? And what I mean, really jumping? Or do we still need the January 20 landmark? That means we go up to $5-6-ish and doing again a pullback and then we sell again. That's the only question for me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That would be this version. Again, the alternative to this version is if we are not holding this higher low, it gets really bad. Really bad. I mean, for absolute confirmation that it is over for AMC, especially for this year, is a break of the 786. That's 120. I already get extremely bearish if you go on under 134. Yeah, just saying. Yeah. And because a special person who is always like, and you all know who I mean, is saying, I'm out of my position. I know. Maybe he is too stupid. Yeah. Maybe he isn't understanding my language. I try that now to say that as easy as possible. I said in the last video, I still have my position. I have a stop loss at 130. But I didn't sold my position. So, yeah. I hope that's easy enough for a person with such a little fucking brain. Okay, good. So main version, we still need one more pullback, higher low and go. Bearish version, we are not holding this higher low then, and we go down again. Yeah, and to make that absolutely clear, if we're not holding this higher low then, yeah, I don't think we will knife down here, and that's the asshole move from AMC. It really is. Yeah. You will go lower. Maybe you will bounce here at the 786. Then everyone sees squeeze. Yeah. But if you do that, I guarantee you should never guarantee. But in my opinion, there's a big possibility. Yeah. That this will just be you go down the rest of the year. Yeah. You won't knife, but you will go down the rest of the year. And the stupid part, it makes fundamentally no sense, to make that absolutely clear. Yeah? But your target is between 70 and 10 cents. And that's the shitty part. In my opinion, that's the last chance this year for AMC to do the big squeeze. If we are failing here, the main problem is that the death spiral will continue. Yeah. The main problem is that we will go down to whatever number down here. Yeah. Maybe we're doing a reverse split, maybe not. Yeah. But if we're going too low, you will see a reverse split. And if we do another reverse split because we are failing here, it will be a 1 to 100, as always. Yeah, Adam Aaron is not making jokes in that. You will do that. But, or 1 to 10, or sorry, not 1 to 100, that was another stock, but we will do. But the problem is, we already have then 2 reverse splits. If we do that, we will bounce. I don't think that AMC will go bankrupt this or next year. Yeah, but the problem is, the next move up then won't go over $3, in my opinion, because of the 2 reverse splits. Yeah, the death spiral will continue. That's why I really don't want to see the bearish version right now. I don't want to see it. For me, this year is the last chance for AMC, but I'm not getting the 100% squeeze because of that. No, I have to see breaking levels. So that's the main version of bullish and bearish. Is there a version where this here could be already the bottom? Yes. Is it? Yeah. I mean, it's clearly what we saw. We clearly knifed down. Yeah. Let's go on the 30-minute. Clearly knifed down and got a clear V. I mean, just saying we had this here too. Yeah. But could be. Yeah. The only thing I don't like is that this here is our M. Yeah. The M started here. The M finished here. That means that this little shitty thing here is our T. This is our T. And this is our M. And for my old viewers, you already know, I don't like it if we have a massive M but a tiny T. Normally, that's just showing that it's the wrong T. Yeah. But okay, for the alternative. Okay, then this was our V. Does that mean now that ole, we can go? No, even for this version. For this version, you have 2 alternatives. First, this will become our higher low. Yeah. In that case, you still have to go to the 786. And then we can go. Yeah. And this higher low, of course, has to hold, or we are in the main version. Or if we continue upside from here, yeah, we're doing the normal big higher low. Yeah. What do I mean with that? Yeah. On the right side, also AMC, both sides, of course. On the right side, 4-hour chart in May 2024. And also here, what you see here, wait, let's show that perfectly. Yeah. In that case, you have this peak, you fell down, also here from the FIBs, yeah, 0.5 pullback, 0.618 pullback. Yeah. May is a little bit different. But then we did this massive higher low. And this massive higher low here went over M, clearly. Yeah. So if we're doing this one-to-one, yeah, we can still go up. Yeah. My target for the peak would be something between $3 and yeah, $2.28, something like that. But still then, we need a pullback. The same for January. But it doesn't matter if January 13th or January 20th. Yeah. You made the peak, pullback, higher low. Peak, pullback, higher low. In both cases. And also here in both cases, the higher lows went quite high up. Yeah. This is your peak, quite high up, especially January 13th. Yeah. If you look at this, the peak of the higher low went quite high up. We don't have to repeat that. Yeah. But for me personally, especially for the question, are we squeezing next week? I don't see a chance right now. Yeah. Doesn't matter if we're taking the main version, doesn't matter if we're taking the alternative version, I still need a higher low pullback. Yeah, I mean, of course, let's say, yeah, today we're doing this and we're stopping at a higher low at close. Okay, then then I can give AMC's such a small chance that we could see something stupid that next week. Right now, I just don't see a chance. And I know it's shit because the July contracts are going out next week. I know. And I say it again, I hate to be in June, July. I hate it because of this shit. Yeah. I mean, something stupid. Yeah. If we're doing something like this next week, that's also something stupid. Yeah. That's 40%. Yeah. But we need confirmation, or I need confirmation. Yeah. For me personally, as a conclusion, I don't see really a chance for something big next week. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But you know me. If I'm wrong, I will sit here and will say I'm wrong. And I will explain then why. I'm not just saying nothing never happened. And in the next post, see, I was always right and I told you and blah, blah. No, I'm not such an asshole. Yeah. For the conclusion, this is still my main version, to make that clear. Yeah. Especially I still want this pullback. Yeah. Not because I have a position, a short position, just for my tracking. Yeah. The only confirmation for this is if we bounce at this trend line, I would even say. Yeah. If we bounce at this trend line, then this could be our higher low. Otherwise, we still have to go down. Yeah. And with the question, how long? It depends on the volume. If we're getting massive volume, and I mean, to make it clear, in the last days, we got massive volume. Yeah. It gets quicker. Yeah. If the volume drops off, we're getting slower again. But the thing is, I think also GME is not ready. So, conclusion. For me personally, AMC is not ready yet. Yeah. And in my opinion, it looks not bad. Yeah. Again, the break of this level was not good, in my opinion. Yeah. But I still see a chance for a bullish outcome of this. Yeah. But again, breaking down here under 130, down 20, and especially under 120 is for me personally an absolutely no-go. Good, then jump into GME. So also, for GME, the same as AMC. Yeah. If you want to see the full version, if you want to see my idea of price targets and how the squeeze should look like, I will link the big roadmap video at the end. Today we just look what we have done this week. So let's zoom in. So not really big changes this week. I mean, kinda, yeah. For me personally, I will explain it in a second. The absolute quick bullish version kinda destroyed itself this week. What do I mean? The absolute bullish version was that we are going up from here. Yeah. My level not to break, as I said in the last videos, was 2170, and you see we broke it. Yeah. Why is that so important? The thing is, for this version, this was our bottom, this was our higher low, this would have been our A, and this peak would have been our B. Yeah. Just because from our V, this was a 0.5 pullback, and what is important, this should have been a 0.5 or 618 pullback too. Yeah, this is what the B pullback is doing. But what you see, we broke even the 786. This can't be B. It just can't. We maybe could say, maybe, that this is a big A. Okay. but that is stretching the rules. Yeah. For this, you have to bounce here. Yeah. What is it else? Yeah. The only thing to not doing this version is that this whole thing becomes a higher low. Yeah, the big higher low. And I'm on top. What higher low I'm talking about? The only thing, the higher low of this thing. But even for this, we have to come lower. Yeah, that if this is our higher low, this here was a peak. Yeah, in my opinion, this was a peak. In that case, we still have to come under the 786. Yeah, under 21.33. And to make that also clear, in my opinion, it wouldn't be that quick. That's why I also don't see really something massively for AMC next week if the synchronization is still there. Because you have a C, a lower high, and we could still go up here. Yeah, but I think this will become M. You will go down, you will come up to a T, and then we fall to a V. And the only question here is, are we holding this level? If you're holding this level, then this is a higher low, and we can go up again. Yeah, could be. Yeah, I'm not want to say I don't like this version. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, only question is, are we holding this? If it's not this, well, I still think this is my main tracking version is that this last peak was just T. Yeah, I also already said that with this candle in after hours. Yeah, it's always really since May. It's always the same. You get some kind of news, you get a massive spike in after hours, and instant knife. You're not breaking levels, instant knife. Yeah. Here you had the eBay news. This was Kitty. Yeah, the Kitty tweet and the illusion news. You already saw that. In the moment you went up here and rejected, this was a lower high. I don't know anymore what June 3rd was, but this was also an after hours move, a lower high, rejected. And the same here. This was the news, whatever. Yeah, lower high, instant rejection. Always after hours. Since May, we got these candles always after hours, and they are always a bearish sign, in my opinion. So for this version, we are not finished with this here. Yeah, in this version, this whole thing was T. Yeah, that only means we have to go lower than 2085. Yeah, I would say something 2050, 2040. Yeah, bounce there, and then we can track bullish again. Yeah, but also this wouldn't be quick. You would still do an M and T and then a V. Yeah, if you not just suddenly do this. Yeah, but it will take time. Also for GME, I don't see a squeeze for next week at all. Yeah, I could be wrong. Yeah, but this will take time. And of course, the absolutely bearish version. You are not allowed to break 1961. If you're breaking 1961, yeah, it doesn't matter if this week, next week, August. In my opinion, you go to $13 till end of the year. Yeah, the breaking 1961 is the end of 2026. Yeah, and then the question is, if there's still sync and GME is doing this, I see no chance for AMC either. If there's still sync, yeah, we don't have a proof against or for it. Yeah, just saying. Yeah, so yeah, conclusion. GME had a good start with this, but right now, I wouldn't say it looks like shit. But time. Yeah, it's nothing for the next 2 weeks, in my opinion. Sadly. Good. Next one, BYND. Also for BYND. If you want the full picture, and my price targets. I've linked the big roadmap video at the end. Today, we only look what we have done this week, and I think no one is surprised and is fucking angry at BYND that we kinda did nothing again, yeah? I really start hating BYOND. But one thing which has changed is this can't be a or something like that anymore. We went too low, yeah? You see, we already broke the 786. So the only thing, and I already know that some people really can't hear that anymore, the only thing this can be is a higher low. For the bullish version, yeah? And for this, we don't have much space left. We should start bouncing. I mean, if we micro track this, here's our top, lower high, midpoint T, lower low V. Yeah. So technically, yeah, it looks okay. Yeah. But we have to bounce. Yeah. As I already said in the last videos, we are fucking still in no man's land. We fucking have to go out of here. Yeah. We have to go over 84. Especially for me personally, we have to go over 84 so I can get bullish. Right now, the conclusion is I'm still bearish. We shouldn't be down here. Yeah. Because I got the question, could we need a new low? Yeah, I mean, if we touch or break 64, this thing becomes T. And then we have to look for a new V. But to make that absolutely clear, we will see that with FFAI today. We coming close to death. We are under no circumstances, doesn't matter if it's a wick, doesn't matter if we're getting a market crash. Absolutely, it doesn't matter. Whatever in the world is ending, doesn't matter. We are not allowed to break 57 cents. If we touch or break 57 cents, then this is not our higher low. This would become T or M. And in that case, we will break all-time low. And then this whole big macro higher low is not higher low anymore and becomes T. Well, and then the same shit like GNS, FLNA, and FFAI, what we will talk about today. This thing will go down. And I'm not saying that that Beyond Meat will go then 100% bankrupt. No. The problem is, if we're breaking these levels, they already voted for a reverse split. They have the right to do that whenever they want. They don't want to, but if we're doing this, they will. And that kills the play for everybody. And especially, again, if this higher low is not higher low, if this higher low is T, you still have to do the macro higher low. And this macro higher low won't go over $3. It would kill the play. Yeah. So don't go under 57 cents. Don't do it. Would be bad. For the bullish outlook, if this higher low is holding, we should finally see a move up. Yeah. Today is Friday. BYOND is always doing big moves Friday, Monday. Let's see. I really hope we're seeing a trend change. Yeah. As I said, if we continue with this bullshit, I'm getting more and more bearish on this. Good. Next one, FFAI. Yeah. And I sadly have to say, I was right that I hated this stock. Yeah. Problem is, and quite easy to say, it's over. We broke this low. Yeah, we broke it. That's not higher low anymore. This is not a higher low. Yeah, this becomes small t. What will happen? You will continue dropping. Yeah, and here again, it's the same as BYOND. I don't know if FFAI goes bankrupt. but they will be in a place where they can be delisted, they can go bankrupt, or they're doing a reverse split. Yeah. This right now, this is not something where you normally do a tiny dip. Yeah, tiny dip and then go. No, a T is normally going down. Yeah, sadly. Yeah, I mean, perfect example. Just saying, perfect example. GNS. Yeah, because GNS did the same thing. Yeah, for GNS. Yeah, this was the same formation. This was our higher low. We broke the previous low, so this becomes T. And since then, we continuously go down. Also, GNS, sadly, went the bear route. Yeah? Not saying that it goes bankrupt, but the possibility that they will do a reverse split, especially because you're so long under $1. It's the same for FFAI. Yeah. It doesn't matter if they want to do a reverse split or not. Yeah. But here, since when? Since this date, since February, we are under $1. Yeah. They will get the notice. I think it's 180 days. In 30 days, they will get the notice that they are not comply with NASDAQ, that they have to do something or they've delisted from NASDAQ. The easiest way is a reverse split. So yeah, sadly, the tracking for FFAI, I will still have it in the list. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, but right now, for me, downside, and it's off the table. Yeah, sadly. Okay, something more happier. GoPro. Tiny wink of hope, I would say. We had two versions. We are not talking about the absolute crazy version today. We had two versions for GoPro. The first one, this becomes T. This higher low isn't holding. And we need a new V. It's still there. Just to say that. It's still possible that we do that. But our bullish version was that we are holding this higher low. And that we hopefully get a bounce. And maybe. Yeah. We got already the news. Yeah. With the financing of 20 million. That's most of the time the first thing where you could start to see a trend change slightly. Yeah. But in the best case, we are bouncing here. Confirmation levels. Because that's important. Yeah, especially for GoPro. Confirmation would be 133. Yeah, I know it seems like that is high up, yeah, and that you're missing so much. But again, our next target, we come to that in a second, would be for me personally, no financial advice, around $8, $9, $13. Yeah. So in that case, it's not so bad to wait if you don't have a position for 131. This would be confirmation that we have trend change. And of course, a break of 59 or even already 68 cents is bad. Yeah. Then we most likely, this is T and we need a new all-time low. But right now, it starts to get a little bit bullish. It starts. Yeah. So let's see. Also something nice, DOKU. Already showed that in the last videos. Not in the last videos, but especially in the what happened in the last 9 months video. And I think we already got confirmation for trend change. Yeah. To say what this is. First of all, it's a massive chart. For the bull case, in my opinion, we are right now here. Right now here. December 2018. Yeah. And that's why I also have this bars pattern here. To make that absolutely clear. it's not one-to-one. Okay, it doesn't have to look exactly like that. Yeah, but we would now do this here. Yeah, target, and to make that also clear, it should go good in a strong upside. We should expect strong upside, but it's a massive fractal. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this here or this here, my price targets are between 90 and 156, will take till end of this year into early next year. Really, to make this here. This looks quick and strong, but again, this run here took 119 days. This run here took 74 days. Yeah, it looks quick, but we are on the 24-hour chart. Only so nobody is, hey, cool, I buy August options. Yeah, yeah, no financial advice. You can do whatever you want. It's a good play. Maybe shares would be better or leaps. Yeah, long dated calls. But this looks fantastic. Yeah. Confirmation, in my opinion, because we broke 46 already, is already confirmation. If you want really to have absolute confirmation, a break over 58. This is trend change there. Yeah. And for the alternative, if you're breaking 40, something is wrong. I don't have an alternative here, but if you're breaking 40, the bullish version is that easy. Yeah. But otherwise, it looks good. And especially, yeah, we are only tracking this run right now. This run right now. The crazy part is if this is working and right, we still have this. I don't know what will become out of DOKU if I'm right with bullish, but it looks interesting. Okay, and then to two community wishes. First of all, BWEN, BWEN, but to make that absolutely clear, I don't like this chart. Yeah, I mean, okay, you started down here. Somewhere in here is your A. This should be your B, your top, midpoint, T, V. My problem here is this sideways section here. Yeah, this is really my problem right now. You can do it like that. That would means that this would have been your higher low. Yeah. Maybe you're doing a next one with this stupid sideways action, but your next target for upside should be over 1364. I don't know if we need a pullback here, because if we're repeating what we did in 2005, there wasn't a pullback here. Yeah. No, there wasn't a pullback here. So you might go instantly to your B. Wait, let's look. Are there splits? Didn't look at that. Are there splits? There is a split. Yeah, 1 to 10 is okay. So yeah, you maybe just go up to your B, which has to be over M. That would be your B. And then you do a pullback, and then you go to a C. That's okay. The only problem, really, I have with this is this sideways section here. And it's an old ticker. Yeah, 2005 is an old ticker, but we don't have any information here. Yeah, we never saw how the V or the higher low looked like. Never. Yeah, so could be. Yeah, I would say breaking over 621 is already bullish. Confirmation would be anything over 13. Yeah. For downside, under $1.43, it gets tricky. Just saying. Yeah. Okay. And the last one is INDO, because of oil. But here I really have to say, I kind of pass. The problem with INDO is you have a V. This is your higher low. Yeah, to make that absolutely clear. You have your A, somewhere in here is your B, and this is clearly your C. You made the pullback. Yeah. In my opinion, this is easily your V here. But here, you know, you can track this as first high low, second high low, third high low, fifth high low, sixth high low. I know it's an oil company, yeah, but there are oil companies with a nice fractal. This right now is kind of shit. I mean, I think in that case, you shouldn't track the oil company. Yeah, you should track just oil. And if oil is going up, this will also go up. Yeah, but for this, I really have to say I pass. I mean, I could say it's okay. Hey, this is our higher low, and this is maybe already A. Yeah, which it isn't. No. And this is just another higher low, and yeah, blah blah blah. We go no. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I'm not doing that. This chart is for me. I'm not saying it's bearish or bullish. Yeah, I mean, oil company doesn't go bankrupt. Yeah, but I don't feel confident enough. I don't find. I tried it for 20 minutes. I don't have an absolutely conclusion for this. Yeah, and if I'm not sure what I'm showing, no. So for me, this is a pass, but it would be for this stock just guessing for me. Okay. So as always, explanation video tutorial here, playlist here, roadmap back here. If you liked it, leave a like. If you want to see, leave an abo. See more, leave an abo. Let's see what we get today. Yeah. Next update video will be at the weekend again. Let's see what we get today. Yeah, but we have to stay over levels or breaking levels, upside, downside. That's the only thing which matters. Intraday price movements, doesn't matter how big, don't matter. Only breaking levels matter.